Hey guys, this is Josh Battazzi.
And Tyrone Fude on the mic.
We are at Cedar Creek Central in Fairmont, Nebraska. If you've never been there, definitely check it out. This is just a fun little PyroHyzer tag round that Tyrone and I decided to do this morning. Pretty chilly, but of course, fantastic fun round up in southern Minnesota. So hole number one is downhill, 269-foot par 3, technical, of course. I'm going with a flat top gator and just missed my line over to the right.
Here I am throwing a beat in zone, and as you can see, I'm about to overcook it just a little bit going downhill. So me up next, I just wanted to not overcook. This is my zone again. Not overcook it, took a knee, and just want to lay it nice and close to the basket.
And tree love. So this course is incredible, but if you get off the fairway, it's extremely difficult. So terrible footing, really bad shot, honestly, for me on that one.
Yep, and then for this one, I'm just going to see if I can put this one in and get the 3 and walk away. Nope.
Just short. So I think I'm like maybe 40 here-ish. So just trying to pure that little gap right there. It's kind of framed up nice, but just early, cold. I'm going to blame it on that. So then I have just like a little 20-foot tap in here.
And for me, I'm going to tap out as well.
So couple bogeys, not the best way to start. We have a par 3. It says 245. It's uphill quite a bit. I'm going with a TL, and I throw that pretty much as well as I can, honestly, for this hole.
Yeah, and I was watching Josh on this one as well, and I actually like this line, so I'm ripping on an old Thunderbird.
Yeah, absolutely pured it. So 2 of the better shots I've ever seen on that hole, really, especially for me. And we both have just little tap ins here, 15, 20 footers. So this one felt good. Both of us tuned it. Hole number 3, it's 296. It's a dogleg right. I'm going with a Sonic, and I shank it. I get a really lucky kick, and then it finishes down to the right, which I'm totally fine with.
I went an Avenger SS. I kind of wanted to match that line, but not hug that tree. And I did as well, and I caught it barely, but it still kicked me right.
His would have been money, and then here I think I have probably, 70-ish, 80 feet or so for a long birdie look, and just leave it high. But I'm okay with that.
30 feet in front of him. So I'm hoping to put this one in, get a nice 2 and walk away.
Yeah, course is amazing, though, for sure.
Just off to the right and a little bit short.
Little tap in, 15-footer. Just almost miss it, which is funny. And super real tap in. So this is technically it's a par 4. It goes up the hill, then straight down to the right. Really, you just got to get to the top of the hill. I'm going with a Coling Thunderbird. I throw it too far, and kind of put me in an interesting position, you'll see.
Here I'm with an FX2. I kind of want to throw this on a little bit of an ante and let it fight out. Squared that tree and got a kick back. Not a bad position at all. So here I am with a Justice and hoping to just lay up to the mouth of it. It's a pretty steep dog leg to the left. I push it just a little too far.
Yeah, so you see the basket. It's very sloped, downhill and to the left. I kind of shank it, honestly. Just fluffed it.
I've got the same line as Josh here, and I saw how the air took it. So I'm throwing a beat-in deputy and a little bit too nose up and did the same thing. So here I am with a little bit of a comeback putt for my par save.
Right, he's probably about 25 here, uphill, weird footing.
Yeah, I was actually on a tree trunk, so it was kind of tough.
Just dead center. It was a great putt. And I'm probably 18 to 20 feet here, uphill. Just didn't commit to it. Maybe could have stuck, but... So here we are to hole 5, downhill, 351 feet. It's way to the right, dogleg right. I'm trying to go up and over with a Luna and just drill the tree 15 feet in front of us.
We have a big tailwind on this putt too, so he's just trying to push that as far as he can, but just gripped it a little bit. Here I am with a Sexton Firebird right into the ground.
Great flare. Just a absolute nearly perfect. So I'm going thumber because really I'm just not feeling the tight forehand. So just going thumber, trying to get over it, maybe save my 4. and I'm doing that with a Color Glow Firebird. And that's about as well as I thought it could have been for me, for my thumber.
Here I am, what, circle 2?
Outside, probably about 80 feet or so.
Trying to get this a bid. Left it pretty high, and there's a sneaky wind came over there.
And I'm almost the same distance, maybe a tad closer, probably like 70, 75. Trying to give it a bid just to save that 3, but really I'm okay with a 4 with that drive.
Kind of another tester like the last one. So I'm thinking put in the bucket.
Yeah, decent putt too. Just tapping in me for a 4 here. So this one is 209 feet, pretty much straight uphill and to the right. What'd you throw there?
That was a Patriot. I was hoping to flip it over. We had a headwind coming back.
Okay. And I'm throwing a Halo Destroyer forehand. You really have to hug that line to the right if you want to park it. And I throw it pretty well, a little too much angle. But you'll see where it finishes. I'm okay with having any type of putt on this for me.
It was a big forehand rip, I think. Here I am, headwind putt, hoping to stick this one in.
And uphill too. Good look. Just a little tickle of the chains. I'm like 35 feet right here, and kind of like a tail crosswind. And I thought it was in out of my hand, just absolutely smashed by the wind. And I think he has probably, 15-ish feet here to tap in the par. Money, a couple pars. So here we are. This is hole 7, downhill, 274. Pretty straight. What'd you throw there?
That was a Sexton Firebird. I wanted that one too much, I think, and that tail made a little bit more stable, but that one is the one you want to get.
And I throw a Sexton here as well, or a Color Glow Firebird. I should have gone TL, looking back at it now. Just a little more flippy with that tailwind. Put me in a super awkward position. So from right here, you can see I pretty much have nothing, but I'm just trying to float a Sonic up there and give me a putt. Try to save a 3.
And you did that. Same thing, uphill. Kind of like the last one, but thankfully with no wind. That was a deputy I was trying to push.
Gave it a look for sure. So I'm probably 20 feet here. Yeah, this one, that felt pretty good. Straddle, kind of awkward footing.
Yeah, nice solid committed putt.
Super turbo putt there. So this one's downhill, 376. Tough hole. We had a pretty nasty headwind on this hole too.
I went a stable Thunderbird, and I overcooked it. And I got caught on that stuff on the right side, and it actually rode me down the hill.
Right. I'm going TL. It's a pretty stable TL. It's more straight and then finishes a little bit to the left. So just trying to commit, trying to get it to flip up and hopefully finish up near the basket. And I threw this about as well as I could have. I was surprised it didn't flip a little bit more, honestly, but it was okay.
I'm going verdict. I think I have about, 250 feet up the hill?
Yeah, maybe somewhere in there, maybe a tad shorter. I thought this was in out of your hand.
Yeah, and then I was about to go 80 feet, but thankfully I hit that tree back there.
Yeah, and this is where I landed. Absolutely terrible, in jail, thing in front of my face. Couldn't even swing my arm, and I was like 18 feet.
Yeah, I wanted you to hit that one. Oh, that one
just
I wanted to hit.
Just a little off commitment there. So I'm tapping in. Glove on, let's go for the 3, and he's tapping in for a 4 here. I think you're only probably 12 feet or so. So here we are, hole number 9. This one's pretty much dead straight, 232. I'm going with the Luna. I throw it pretty much at these 2 trees right in the middle that you can see, and just hope to just kind of miss one of them. And I squared one.
We have a tailwind also on this, and I'm going a little bit flip your deputy.
Yeah, his like absolutely flipped hard. So for my upshot, I just have a Sonic, just trying to float it up there, put it next to the basket, which I did just like I wanted to.
Kind of to put this on a steep hyzer. I'm going that flippy deputy again, and that just works out pretty good.
Yeah, that was a great shot. It was a lot tougher angle than it looked like on the camera for sure. So I think probably 10, 15 feet and just kind of fluffed it a little bit.
Yeah, I think my concentration wasn't good those last 2 putts.
So step up and tap in. You don't want a 4 on it, but... So after 9, I'm 1 over, he's 2 over. It is whatever. It was a fun. This course is amazing. So moving into hole 10, We have downhill. It's down into the left, so I'm throwing a Halo Destroyer, which is stable. It's 376, and out of my hand, I thought this was absolutely perfect, but it just, for some reason, just kept going straight, and I get a terrible kick, which you'll see where I land in a second.
I stepped up the tee with a flippy Thunderbird. We have a tailwind, so I was hoping this could make this a touch more stable than it plays out to be. And I rip on that pretty good, and I actually get it to flip over and just go dead straight.
Yeah, his kind of did the same thing. And for me, I had absolute. You can kind of see the basket up and to the left through all that crap. I had pretty much nothing except for we were playing no OB, but so I'm on a knee. There's like a little tiny gap right here that I throw like a flip up with a sonic forehand. It was very techno. I was actually really proud of that shot, honestly.
Yeah, that's a great angle. And I mean, that's such a great thing to spot out too. I'm going over everything. This is a deputy as well. Trying to give that hopefully a bid potentially.
Yeah, just money shot, just perfect. So I'm like maybe 38 feet here, trying to save a par from down there, and just a little bit low.
Yeah, I wanted you to hit that. That'd have been a great par save. I'm just tapping out right here, just something nice and easy.
Yeah, money dead center.
Glove on again.
Yeah, glove on lefty too that time. So this is a par 4, 444 feet.
Going flippy Thunderbird, and I just shank it right into the jail.
Right, so you got to go through this gap up here. So my drive where you see is actually about the best drive I've ever thrown on this hole. You just want to get up into that mouth, and then you'll see where the kind of the basket is up there.
Here I am just taking my marbles and moving on.
Yeah, it's tough. If you get off the fairway, this course is newer, so you can get in trouble.
Yeah, here I'm going Firebird. I'm hoping to get a flare skip to save my par. You can
Just
see that
sawed it off.
Sawed it off, and yeah, I think I should have a standstill. And here I am. I'm trying to make a good situation. Hopefully, get out of this and move on. A little bit risky, and you can see that it just right into the woods.
Yeah, and there's the basket up there. I just fluff a Luna.
Here I am. I got nothing again, so I'm just gonna pitch out, take my marbles, move on as well again. Throwing a sextant upside down and just helping it skips forward. This one I want to make, just hopefully just end the damage.
Yeah, try to stop the bleeding a little bit. That was a money shot too. It would have been just a bit short, so I'm probably like 50 right here. I'm wanting to make this to get a birdie on this hole, and absolutely shank it, and then leave myself with a weird straddle, 35-foot. putt, and it was just kind of goofy headwind, and just didn't really commit to it. So
here I am tapping out. Didn't have some solid putts before, so I'm hoping to hit this one dead center, which I do.
Yeah, that was money, and I tapped out there too. So yeah, and here we are. This is a par 3, 320 uphill. There's basically a gap you have to hit, then it goes straight to the right.
And that wind just took that Halo Destroyer like it was nothing.
Yeah, I flipped it a little, but
I'm going to Avenger SS, hoping to have a flip over, and I just get beat down right there.
Yeah, so, and you'll see the gap is kind of where that skinny tree is in the middle, straight to the right. Just short of that is where the gap pinches up into the right.
Big dog leg right. You don't see too many twos too often on that one.
No, I don't know that I've ever seen one.
So
maybe on film.
Yeah, so I'm going Firebird on this one. I just want to get a flare skip and hopefully get up there for a 3. And I overcooked that, actually, and I'm a little bit past the basket.
Yep. And you see where mine finished. I got all pinched off. I'm going just forehand roller with a flat top gator. I thought it was perfect, and then the wind just kind of lifted it, pushed it a little bit left.
I think I'm on a knee right here, if I remember right. Nope, I'm not. So I'm shooting through a little tiny gap.
Yeah, it's tiny for sure. Headwind, too.
Spun that perfect, and I almost got it.
Agreed. Yeah, I thought his was going in. I'm probably 40-ish, 45, and kind of head crosswind stuff, and just barely miss it. Tap in my bogey, and so does Tyrone. So we are hole... What are we, 13 here, 232 feet, just down and to the left. I just throw mine just a little too flat for what I need. I went with a gatekeeper there.
And I saw that, and I actually did a touch more stable on that, so I moved out to a verdict. So I knew if I threw this on a touch hyzer, it's going to fade right. And that looks beautiful.
I thought it was in the basket. I thought it was going in the entire time.
Shout out to Donovan Hall for that disc, by the way.
So I'm just leaning out here. I put with Fireflies. I don't know if I mentioned that. Leaning out and trying to make it, which really I should have just thrown it low. And then I have like a 28-foot comeback. And, yeah, just didn't commit. Little chains, but...
So I actually went lawn. It took us a little bit to find this one.
Yeah, I was kind of buried under some leaves behind a little log. His had to have been an ace run, just perfect putt, too.
Yeah, that felt really good.
And then there I am tapping in a bogey. So this is a par 4, 478 feet. Again, we're not playing OB in the creek, but you can throw a flex through this gap.
Yeah, and with no OB, I'm really aggressive here, and that's an old flippy Thunderbird, and that was just perfect. That's what I wanted.
Yeah. There's a little bailout to the right play that you can do as well, but without any OB, you're going to see going up this gap most of the time. So I'm going with a 3-line AJ. I throw that as well as I think that I can. It was close to being a little too turned, but yeah, it's by far the best shot I've ever had on this hole.
Yeah, and actually it hit a tree. Otherwise, I think you could have been in the circle, but it was a beautiful shot either way. Here I am throwing a deputy up shot. Maybe getting lucky potentially, but that's perfect. I'll take the 3 and move on.
Yeah, and I'm probably like 40-ish feet here or so. Just trying to get an eagle, which would feel fantastic. I've never two'd this hole.
And cash.
So, yeah, that one felt pretty good.
That was a great
Tyrone
putt.
even tapping into birdie. So this is another par 4, forehand hole. You throw it high. I throw it a little low. I get lucky through a gap here. And then it goes up and to the right. It's 388 feet.
Great gap. I saw that. So I actually moved out to a destroyer, and I wanted to put that on a little bit flat. Throws flat and just trust that it'll come back. So it comes on my hand wobbly, but the wind just stables it up.
Yeah, you
and
can't really
fights
see it.
back.
It lifted, too. Once it got to a point, just lifted straight in the air. So we both had fantastic shots. We both kind of had weird little Annie looks here. So I'm probably like 50 or so, just trying to give it something.
And is that for an eagle, correct, or no?
Yeah, it's called a par 4.
So here's our eagle looks.
Yep, so either way, it's okay. We're both tapping 3s, which is all right. So let's see. So this one, 265. Oh, yeah, this is downhill to the left. I throw a Luna, and I just didn't quite put it on the angle. I threw it too flat.
We have a slight headwind here, so I actually went up to a zone. Just throwing it flat and hopefully it fade back down there. And I get that nose up on there and find the tree and just
a little
get it.
too high.
Yeah.
And then he has this just brutal, pretty much nothing.
Here I'm with that zone again and hoping to do Annie zone. Pretty soft, I would say, just because it's right there down to my left, right above my head, actually, if you can see it.
Yeah, it's a very tough line angle here.
So I'm just thinking to myself, don't overcook it. Just trust the disc and hopefully it'll filter down there. And that was fine out of it. And I got a great tree kick that put me right down near the basket.
Right. This is where mine landed. This is probably like 50-footer downhill. And just a terrible putt. Not even close. And then I have like a 20-foot comebacker. So
Great
that
putt.
one was good.
Here I am. So was very happy with that reaction. And
Yeah, he hit a tree and just stopped. It was perfect. So this is hole 16, or is this 17 now?
17.
This is 17, 332, really tight gap. And I threw an origin there and just turned it over a little bit too much.
here I am. I'm going that middle gap as well. And here's an M4 throwing down a little bit hyzer and letting it fight back over. And that I thought was great. And I caught that last tree. So here I am forced to do a stand still with the deputy.
Yeah, patent pending.
So I've never done a
Step putt.
step putt, yeah, words.
Yeah.
Here I am doing a step putt for one of the first time, so I don't like to do this too often, but I'll pull it out here and there.
Just a little bit low. And I'm absolutely in tunnel, or jail, have nothing at all. So now I have like an 18-footer, so that one felt good. So here we are, hole 18. It's through that gap, down to the left, 428 feet. Just throw mine too low. You can't see a little bit. Yeah, you see it skip there, and it skips into this kind of jail on the left.
Score-wise, I think I'm down by 1 or 2, and I'm being pretty aggressive here, going that flippy Thunderbird, and hopefully going to get down there for a 2. and
Yeah,
I
it's
just,
too high.
yep, too high, and I get caught in that brush, and I'm in jail.
So what I do here is intentional. So this is a Sonic. I'm throwing a forehand flip up, and I'm hoping it rolls. And then it actually does. You can see it kind of finish out to the left. So that's pretty much exactly what I wanted it to do.
Yeah, I was very surprised, but it was very impressive when it came out of that. And I have nothing right here, so I'm hoping to do a forehand roller. I'm on both knees, which I think was a terrible idea, but let's see how it works out.
Yeah, you get into jail in some of these spots on this course, and it's absolutely brutal. So even just to get out to the fairway sometimes is fantastic.
Yeah, so that works out perfect.
Yeah. So this is probably 100 or more, honestly. It's out there.
Yeah, I want to make this and just finish strong, and looks like I left it.
Just a little bit short.
Yeah.
And I'm probably 45 here. Trying to run it. That ceiling's kind of low with that tree right in front of me. And just don't quite get it up there enough. And get lucky and hit the tree and roll back.
Here I am just tapping out the round. Perfect. Josh as well.
So yeah, I shot 3 over 61. Tyrone shot a 5 over 63. But yeah, check it out, guys. Also check out discgolfsportinggoods.com. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks.